He's on the bench. Hello everyone, welcome to your live watch on of Napoli versus Inter Milan in Serie A. Hopefully Napoli can get the win. And I will... Yeah, it won't be easy, and I'll give you the lineups now. The lineups for Napoli is Ospina, Di Lorenzo, Romani, Koulibaly, Mario Rui, Anguissa, Fabian, Lozano, Lezinski, Insigne, and Osimhen. On the bench is Meret, Marella, Gulam, Juan Jesus, Malket, Elmas, Lobotka, Mertens, Petagna. I can do the whole Napoli team. It's simple as that. It's just when I get to other teams, I always seem to butcher them. And then Inter Milan's is basically in front of you. I'm just going to get there because there's something else I need to get done quickly. So that's the Inter Milan team to face Napoli today. And hopefully it'll be a good game. It's more or less, I want to get timer done for kickoff, so I couldn't do the team properly. They enter one quickly. Here we go, Inter versus Napoli, the only team left in Serie A that are unbeaten without a defeat.
Can the final unbeaten record go? The final unbeaten record in the top 5 European leagues belongs to Napoli.
Yeah, but you want to know what's interesting? The only team in the top 5 leagues of European football who are yet to lose, and that's Napoli. Out of the top 5 leagues, we're the last one left standing. And that shocks me, because you would think PSG would still be unbeaten with all the players they've got. So it basically surprises me. Well done. I think without Koulibaly today, I don't think Napoli would win this game without him.
Yeah, good defending from Koulibaly. Just nice for a little challenge there from Barella. It's a free kick.
Hey, you got ex-Chelsea player on commentary today. It's going back to like early in the 90s because he used to play for us. Nigel Spatman.
The lean in there from Lautaro. It's the 151st Serie A meeting. Inter leading 60.
And he's also ex-Sheffield United as well.
As you might have imagined that. And this is the joint top scorers now in Serie A.
Because when the season we won the Europa League, he basically commentated all Chelsea games.
Yeah, as you said, Dave, Napoli only conceding those.
It's like for Champions League now, they put Granado on for Chelsea games. I like that we'll put ex-players on for certain teams. I like that because it means that you might get a bit more insight into what their views are on teams. Koulibaly, that was a fair challenge. Yeah, Lautaro Martinez, you got absolutely clattered out the way by Koulibaly because he's a legend.
Yeah, you've got to keep your heads in these big games, especially early on. There's going to be clashes. Lautaro backing in. Koulibaly wants to win the ball. Referee's got to keep a lid on it right from the start.
Oh, fuck off, you absolute... did it for me again. It's when I'm just typing, it automatically took it off. It's just annoying. It's annoying stuff. Yeah, it's really annoying. I've had this issue once before.
Can they find a way through here though? Darmian attacking this.
Come on.
Mario Rui with the defensive header, but he's arguing it was already out of play, which it was.
For once you're actually doing something right, Mario Rui.
Keep it in play. But when you're putting balls like this into the box, you've only got 2 small fellas up front, no Dzeko in the starting lineup. You've got to be a little bit more precise than that.
I don't know.
There's David Ospina, fresh from Colombia's defeat by Brazil, and yet another 0-0 draw. This time against Paraguay. 4 in 5 have finished 0-0 now for the national side. He's playing behind a good defence wherever he plays at the moment. Osimhen did really well to get the free kick there.
I always do one that's...
Earlier on in this move, but
Yeah, it's just that when I was typing, I didn't press anything and it automatically stopped me typing. Yeah. Go on, Napoli. Napoli, Napoli.
Insigne and Mario Rui both stand over it.
A lot of
there as well.
yeah. Yeah. A lot of if it wasn't for that. Yeah, you also got to think if it wasn't for Naples, there wouldn't be a thing that everyone would be eating today called pizza.
For the national side with Insigne and Di Lorenzo, and he got himself free here. The ball just
And that's a fact.
Yeah, just needed a little bit.
The home of pizza in Naples.
A little bit for Di Lorenzo to get on the end of that. As you said, a good tactic. They're showing a good deal of wit and imagination.
That's where an argument's going to come in, because I watched a documentary and Scots say that they invented the game. They said that they're saying the part of the game that they said they invented was the passing side of the game. So like the passing the ball and thing, because we weren't doing that before they started it. Yeah, but Scotland, or people in Scotland said they invented parts of the game, as in like the passing part of it. They came up with that idea, and then
next. Well, that was dangerous from Brozovic. Osimhen's long legs there. Yeah, I was surprised to see that.
Yeah, you've also forgot that they're also famous for other things. They're famous for a thing called the
Napoli's has been exceptional.
No, they're famous for the Highland Games.
Yeah, Napoli and Milan leading the way, but the question everyone's asking is, can they keep it going?
But it's unique.
That's
thanks.
This game feels
thanks.
Gisa, taken out by Barella. No. Valeri says it was a dive.
Yeah, but it still says Scottish people, so it's been anyone who's Scottish.
In towards that Taro! Climbed highest, just couldn't divert it under the crossbar. Brilliant move down that left-hand side. Got it back on his right foot. The Taro gets across Koulibaly, but it just can't direct that.
Not if you're friends with them, you might think, if you know a person, you might think they might be nice, but just other Scottish people might not be.
Not enough, he's thrown himself to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Play on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might have been controversial if they stuck it in the back of the net, though, Inter. Yeah,
I wouldn't really say that. Yep, drink, Island Games, haggis. There you go, that's it. That's all what they're famous for. Or, if you want to know something else that they made a thing, they were the ones that invented the actual battered Mars bar.
Now Brozovic.
Yeah, because there's what is it? There's like a small little town in Scotland which they just decided that if you took anything, they'll literally batter it.
They're both taking some risks in possession, particularly Inter. Here goes Bastoni.
Yeah, so if you say you took like a chocolate bar and you say, can you batter this, they will do that for a certain price.
Yeah, just need a little bit of composure there. Broke forward really well, Bastoni. Just got to slow yourself down at times. Pick the little pass. There's a real good tempo to this game. Perisic's crossing. The Taro makes a really good move across Koulibaly. Just can't direct his hand at the top.
Yeah.
Just over the top.
Yeah. Yeah. The only time me and my dad don't really get along is when it gets to Six Nations.
Here's Di Lorenzo.
That's the only time of the year me and my dad don't see eye to eye. Because of he wants Scotland to always finish above England. I want England to finish above Scotland. Yeah, and my dad's the win that they had at Twickenham. My dad's still not made me forget about it. He's reminding me all the time. And he also says that England got lucky yesterday against South Africa, and we did. We won 27-26. Oh, Osimhen, why get booking so early, you twat? No, but the difference is we were lucky. England didn't deserve to win, and I said that to him at the end of it. We did deserve.
I don't think that was worthy of a yellow. It's just a coming together.
Yeah. I just said I'm gonna take it, but we didn't deserve it. Hello. Hello, Riley.
Put Inter under pressure. That's a big yellow card. Once you're on a yellow card in a
no, because what he said that England did well in the first half, and then South Africa did well in the second, and it nearly won South Africa the game because England were lethargic in the second half of the rugby match. Just couldn't get going, and it just happened that they had one penalty that managed to prove the difference right at the end. Dan James! Oh, please say you got him in your fantasy team.
Well, they're pressing the ball high when they can. Both teams trying to force the mistake from the opposition.
I would have put Dan James in there because he's actually a decent player.
Zielinski for Insigne.
You mean Luke? Ah, he's all alright. Just if we're all civil and everything else, then it will all be a good stream. Go on, Osimhen! Oh, you fighted, you air kick that, you Niger. Oh.
Yeah, I think this he gets a kick from.
Oh. I'm worried. I'm physically now worried now.
Goes to the spectacular there.
I'm physically getting worried with this player now. Spalletti, can we do a sub? And it's only been 10 minutes of this game. You need to sub him off.
No danger there of a second yellow card.
Yeah, I want him at the moment to take, and I never thought I'd be saying this, take Osimhen off. Because Osimhen's doing too much fouling. He's already on a yellow card. And we only played about 9 minutes. And he's going in for a lot of very crunching challenges. And I'm just worried that if he doesn't time one properly, he's off. So the Chelsea got 3 points yesterday, so happy. Still top of the league. That is good. But we could have done with Liverpool losing. And we could have done with Man City losing, but we knew it wasn't going to happen.
Tried to get purchase on the throw. Ongisa got it away. Here's Osimhen.
But we can still know that Liverpool are still shite because they still couldn't beat the side who were top of the league with 10 men. I took it off because I thought if you're going to be in the way you act, don't really deserve it.
Osimhen is really growing as a player, that incredible natural talent, but putting it to fabulous.
Oh, ref! I am stuck. We've only played 13 minutes and this referee's already pissing me off. This referee's giving everything to Inter Milan.
You see the dive there.
Oh, he dived. Oh, book him, ref. Book him, the cunt. Book him. Heritage, you should be ashamed of yourself for diving. Inter Milan are being utter cheats.
You look at them and go, it's their kind of game, this. Real battlers. Skriniar,
You could already tell already that Napoli are going quite physical because they're challenging quite a lot and getting away a lot of fouls. But you can tell they're going for it.
Barella will be relishing this too. Brozovic likewise.
We'll give it to about 20 minutes. You guys can vote in the chat.
Here is
Put your votes in. Who you want to win?
Skriniar getting forward.
Oh, I was gonna.
Brozovic
Oh,
with
so
it.
offside. How's that, Inter?
But that's the first bit of controlled possession in the final third that Inter have had. You get Skriniar
Oh,
up to
Jack
the
Harrison got an assist.
right wing position. There he is, offside, right in front of the assistant. Sort of games that Eti would have relished.
Wow, Spurs are shite. You know that Spurs have only had 2 shots and it's not been on target, and they've not had a single one on target.
These are two good teams, well-drilled teams. They don't have outstanding
Come on.
players like in my time.
Yeah.
Loved his quote. He was talking about Maradona, of course, and himself. And one or two others. Yeah. Not like loads of
Well.
players to talk himself up. Goodness me. That's why I was laughing.
I'm on 15.
Of what a player he was. Played against him a couple of times.
I'm literally on nearly 16 minutes.
Back pocket you had him, yeah? Oh no. I mean, he could just ping the ball, little back left, score goals as well. What a player.
Yeah, because the referee at the moment is giving Inter Milan everything, and Napoli are getting bugger all.
Making the run ahead of him. Damian hits it, but well wide. And Barella screams at him.
Don't let Damian score. He's a Man United reject.
I think there's plenty going on off the ball at the moment.
Yeah, Damian went.
He's really got a
Damian.
controlling it well at the moment.
Ah.
Damian coming in on that left foot.
Yeah, Damian was the one who had the shot. Yeah, he had the shot. That's right.
His left-hand side.
That would be the one. Yeah.
Ostina to clear.
Yet again, we rely on the Polish gods to get us out of jail.
Barella dispossessed. Now Insigne.
Oh, and singing. Oh!
Rolls it to his side.
Oh!
Wonderful hit by Piotr
Go on.
Szymanski.
Polish flag, we need to open Polish flags in the chat. The guy is a saviour. He's saving Napoli's season, this Polish god.
Counter-attacking goal.
Come on.
Special finish.
If that wins us the game, I will get him on my FIFA team and he will stay there to the rest of the campaign.
Makes the run forward.
I will say that now.
Finish it is in the end on his right foot.
Because that guy is saving us.
Ball bending away from Handanovic right into that top corner. But credit to him, he won the ball in the first place off Barella just here. It's the toe in.
Yeah.
On the fight.
And my phrase was correct. He's in the last 3 games, he has saved Napoli single-handedly. In 3 games. And he's done it again. We've not done anything and he pops up and it goes in.
Insigne does so well, doesn't he? They'll look at the foul, by the way.
Oh no, they don't know they're going to go back and get a foul. Oh, because that was a bit...
Rightly.
Yeah, because when...
Now here comes the Inter reaction from Correa, but he lost out. And now you look at Napoli's defensive
Mario,
record.
when it gets to big games, that'll be the only time I think I want Mario Rui to actually have a good game, because it then shows that they're not...
Five leagues in Europe,
We're,
can
we're,
Inter find a way
you're not
through
going to
it?
get through.
Gotta be careful giving free kicks away
Yep,
like that.
only scored 1 goal,
Taking those
but that's
leads.
because he's a defender, that's why.
Mario Rui. But this is the goal, as you said. This is a
Insigne,
perfect
what a
pass
player.
to hit first time for Zielinski, and he doesn't disappoint. What a strike that is. Head down, knee over the ball in the top corner.
Yeah.
question that I'll ask you in a moment about the goalkeeper, but we'll see what Inter can do from this free kick. Can they put Ospina under pressure?
Romani's rubbish as a defender.
A ball in from Cialanoglu. Glance behind. Skriniar flung himself.
I hate Romani. Romani's alright if you're playing against teams that are lower down in the league, but when you get Inter,
Skriniar getting away.
Oh, you know I would be saying a lot more worse if that was someone like Manolas, because Manolas would do exactly the same, wouldn't do out.
High intensity and high quality.
The only one that I would see partnering Koulibaly that might be more fit for this game, but he's on the blooming bench, would be Juan Jesus.
In many quarters this season, supported by the Inter Ultras, but
that's why I'm thinking he might be that good, he might know how these plays.
it wasn't in the top corner.
So it's a little bit, it might help. I would have started him.
Still good enough.
Just because we got him on loan and you want to at least give him game time while he's on loan.
Maybe you're right, 5 years ago he might have been more athletic and got over there, moved his feet quicker, but it's a great strike. Take nothing away from Zielinski's strike.
Yeah, if it's
yeah, it was the feet I was thinking about, and you might think me unduly harsh.
if it's a foul, if it's a Napoli player giving away a free kick, and it doesn't, because the weird thing is, most free kicks have been given when Napoli have fouled them, and it's happened every time. It's annoying. I'm happy for once. Yeah, because Koulibaly is a beast. Have that! Have that! Sit down! Not everything... Yeah, but not everything that a player goes in for a challenge is a foul. Sometimes you...
Epic Brozzo, as always, with something to say. As Osimhen chases it down. Napoli in front, thanks to...
Nah, except the best thing about the Italian league is they're better at using VAR than what we are in the Premier League.
I have to say, there's a brilliant edge to this game. So much hinging on this.
They do, and when they do,
got it all to do. It's a real edge. You've got to keep yourself.
Yeah, referees are more better at it because they actually go to the actual monitors and actually go and have a look at it more than the Premier League. The Premier League, we hardly even go to monitors and look at stuff.
Here's Brozovic.
Even though the Premier League said they wanted their referees to go to the monitor more often in a VAR decision, but it's not happening. Don't let him get back in. Well done.
Oh, great play from Osimhen.
Come on. If you guys want to put any questions in the chat, I'm happy to answer any questions you guys put in front of me. There we go.
Great defending, Romani.
Come on. Nah.
Was deflected through for Darmian.
That's not bad. Nah.
Oh, did it come off the hand?
Nah, Koulibaly, you can't give a penalty when it's literally like 2 inches away from your body. There's no chance.
I have to say that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you see it in all leagues. But if it's that close to your body, how are you expecting to move your hand away?
First look at that. It's really good movement, all in.
Yeah, but he's not expected to know. Yeah, because his arm's in motion because he's turning. So your arm's moving as you are turning, and that's.
Big decision here.
Yeah, but it doesn't hit the arm that's turning out. It's his arm that. Ooh. Nah. I think the keeper would have had that saved anyway.
You say big decision, but there's no decision, is there?
Huh? What?
Surely.
What?
Unless there's something else wrong, it's a penalty.
Wow.
Now Valeri's going to hook Inzaghi.
Oh, see what I told you that in the Italian league to go to the monitors a lot because he's going to monitor.
I'd be amazed if it's not a penalty. Here's the decision.
Ah, he's giving it.
It's going to be a yellow card for Koulibaly and a penalty for Inter.
Are you wanting to cost us a game again, Koulibaly? You nearly did it against Solentano to get yourself sent off.
And now he's overturned.
Are you wanting to ruin our season single-handedly?
That's what VAR's for. My initial thoughts were the same as the referees. But when you watch it afterwards, it actually hits Koulibaly's right arm and then onto his left arm. His arm's out. It's a definite penalty. And that's where VAR works perfectly. You can clearly see.
Yeah, I would have more confidence in the guy called Meret. And Meret saved more penalties. Meret saved more penalties. Oh, he won't score. If it was Martinez, I would. Nah.
So, Çalhanoğlu against Ospina.
The only good thing, if we don't win this game, I can blame Koulibaly.
To draw Inter level.
Because it looks like the shot, the keeper would have had it saved.
How priceless could this be? Kisses the inside of the post.
Yeah.
And in from Çalhanoğlu. Inter draw level. And this high energy.
It's just the only other thing is, in the Premier League, I would never seen that given because they always have a thing where they would never give a penalty if it's 2 inches away from you, the ball's being hit.
We haven't seen him in the game at all, so there's the handball. You see.
That's what I'm saying, because that's. Yeah. Oh. I think I now get the understanding of why it wasn't given originally. Because I think the referee thought it hit the arm that's nearest to his body. And I can understand that because it does look like it. Yeah. That.
Fantastic description, though, Dave.
Yeah.
Who kisses the inside of the post. That's
Yeah.
what it did. That's why he was worried.
Yeah. Yeah, it just. Yeah, but that's why a little bit I like the Italian league for that, because they went to it and it changed a decision. When in the Premier League they would have made one decision and then they wouldn't have gone to the monitor and wouldn't have seen that. It just shows the difference. He's got a lot to make up if we don't win this game. And he's captain, so he's the guy that they have to look up to. The rest of the players, because he's the one who tells them what to do.
The only team not to have conceded one, and it's cost them here.
No. If he was shouting at his player, I would at half time. If it stays like this, you grab Koulibaly and tell him, why did you do that? No, there's been one or two players that have started. That's been like Lazinski. Who else? Insigne, and I think Mario Rui. I've seen them going for it because of the type of challenges they've been putting in and going forward. You can tell they're up for it. Koulibaly's not even. And a foul. It should have been a foul. Yeah. Let me have a look. Yeah. Oh, don't tell me about Koulibaly costing us things. He cost us the league title one season. Yeah, we beat Juventus a week prior to basically know we're in pole position for the league. What happens? We go and lose 3-1 to Fiorentina. Juventus win the league because Koulibaly got sent off, and Juventus won the league because of we collapsed a week later because of Koulibaly got sent off. Yeah, that one moment is still haunts me. That does, because I thought you had a week of jubilation thinking you're going to win the league, and then a week later the team that you're fighting against ends up winning it. And that was I think the best team since this one, which has been under Maurizio Sarri. That was the first manager that, when I started supporting Napoli, he was manager.
Napoli is still trying to press that back.
They were mid-table side. They were never fighting for anything.
Trying to take the game to Inter, but Inter have got control of this game in the moment. Here's Zielinski.
You know, without him for Nigeria wouldn't be as good as they are because he's all their goals.
No, he's on a yellow, and they're all over the referee here. Absolutely.
If I'm either an assistant to Spalletti or Spalletti himself, I'll go and tell him you've got to get him off just for the safety of him not getting sent off. You don't want to miss him for next game.
Kissing the inside of the post, as you said, to get them back on level terms 1-1.
Yeah.
And that's the first time we've really seen him in this
And what
game.
makes it what makes it worse? We're playing Lazio at home next weekend, which is going to be even harder.
Set piece king.
And you don't want to miss your main striker and that's a derby. That is Lazio Napoli. It's a derby, so you don't want to miss your striker for a big game like that. Even if it ends a draw, I'll still be happy. Just a defeat, I won't be.
As you were, it's a terrific game. It's everything we would have wanted. Yeah, it's been really competitive.
Let's see if we actually got on the bench. Oh, I know what we got on the bench one time, make sure. We've got defect.
Not disappointed us so far.
Oh, we could. Nah. Yeah. Just looking at some stuff.
Never looked likely to pick out
Yeah.
Lautaro. That's a good clearance for Lozano.
If you have to take off Koulibaly, then we would have to bring on Juan Jesus if you don't want to get him sent off. Because he's the only centre back on the bench.
Lozano got in trouble this week, gave an interview, or at least was quoted in a South American newspaper as saying that he wanted to join a bigger club. That's not a good thing to say in Naples.
Wow. Having Lozano, you just now made you're going to make enemies with the fan base.
He was misquoted, lost in translation.
Because he said it in a South American interview that he said he wanted to join a bigger club. So he basically went and called the club he's playing for not a big club. But even commentators have gone and said, why would you say that? Because it's then going to... Because you could end up not playing again because of that. For this club. But if he can start scoring and it wins us games, I'll not care what any player says.
On the ball as well.
So I'm just checking who we got in the bench. He's Gula, left back, Melket, right back. Yep. So it me do that. Oh, I'm just imagining that would just be the nail in the coffin if it happened. Having Romani and Juan Jesus in defence, that'd be like a nail in the coffin. Going into Milan, have your win. That's what it will feel like if we have to take Koulibaly off.
Yeah, I think with him you can play in a back three, you can play in a back four. To that lovely balance.
My dad said for Leeds United he's all right, but for Scotland you can see why you would be nervous, because he's a lot more nervous defending for Scotland than he is for Leeds. Moldova. Moldova. That was shite.
Skriniar.
I have to give him. Let's give him. I have to give him respect as an ex-Chesterfield player. He gets my respect, and that's it.
Ongisa.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if I I wouldn't be surprised if Osimhen got like the ball and he thinks, I might set up one of my strike partners or set up someone else. Yeah, because most of the time he's there setting other people up. Yeah. Go on! Go on!
Di Lorenzo just couldn't quite control. Can't take your eyes off this, as Nigel's already said. Romani needs to be careful now.
It's not that much of a waste.
Yellow card for him.
Yeah, I just wonder at the other end if Di Lorenzo should have just hit it first time instead of trying to take the touch.
His first season at Napoli, he missed half of the season because he had an ankle injury.
Yellow card.
Inter move forward with purpose. Turned by Lautaro. That's a confident.
Yeah, but you know Koulibaly now can't literally do anything in defence. He can't go in for anything or he's off.
The ball played to him, but Lautaro just takes the touch and then spins on it. Goes for the far corner. Bending back in. I don't think the spin is going to get anywhere near it if that's going to hit the target. It's a long way away. Taken by surprise.
Here we go, let's see. Oh, here we go, I can tell you this. Napoli spent 64.13 mil for Osimhen.
Zielinski, then Çalhanoğlu from the spot.
Yep.
I think a draw would suit Milan. I know it would move Napoli top on points.
Yep, 64 mil we spent on this guy. But he's not really got going to this season because he had an injury wretched last season that basically stopped him from playing. Is it?
Ranocchia. Back with Handanovic.
Oh, that's a pen! That's a pen all day long. You cannot give the one that we had, and you can't give that.
Osimhen was caught there in the follow-up to that clearance.
No, but one... Yeah, but the one thing you can say, but he's just...
Yeah, just catches the top of...
No, but that should be a foul. If you're giving a penalty for something like a handball with 2 metres away, then you should similarly give something for that, because that is...
Good block from the big man.
But it sounds like...
Around like that, I think you're fine.
No, the Spalletti basically, if he does anything, it's going to be at half time.
Just got to make sure they're by your side.
Here goes Darmian.
And so it's good.
Across.
No. Don't make me... Don't make me think, because if he gets sent off, it means Juan Jesus has to come on. He's the only centre back on the bench, and that worries me.
Fizzing ball in from Darmian, and Di Lorenzo
I
was caught in 2 minds, but at least he got him behind.
that the
It's one of those where you're facing your
No.
own, go back to my goalkeeper or to just head it out.
no the one that I'm more worried about is the Koulibaly one because I'm more worried about Koulibaly because we got one player in his position on the bench who's not that experienced in Juan Jesus. Yeah, and then the one with Osimhen, and then I think the Osimhen one I would be, if he went and did something, I would not mind it, because I know you got Patania who can go there, and you've got Mertens who can go there. On there, you got at least options. With Koulibaly, you've got one player and one player only. Oh, I know that player. Those 2 players are. One was Dejan. One was. Oh, I can't remember his name. Was it Stojkovic? One was Stojkovic, and one was an ex Parma player.
Lozano.
An ex Juve. I can't remember what his name was.
Now Lautaro, helped on by Brozovic.
Or could you do the most stupidest thing in the world, and can we put a left back in centre back? Because I would actually prefer putting our left back at centre back because I'm more confident with him. Just do it, just to make it makeshift.
Nice feet from Lozano now. And Osimhen!
Osimhen!
It It was well defended in truth.
Because I would rather take Koulibaly off.
Corner here.
Instead of bringing Jesus on, I'd rather put Fazzy Goulam in that position, even though it's not his position. I'd rather do that. Just because he's got more experience, and I want experience in front of the keeper.
The defender, I think he had a case that should have been a corner.
Referee's a tight twat.
Well, tomorrow at 7.
How can you not give a corner when you knew it was a corner?
Torino take on Udinese on BT Sport 1 and 1 HD. And a reminder that tonight, what a game from France, Lyon-Marseille. That will tell us much, I suspect.
That's good.
Big rivalry, that.
Yeah, one of the teams in League One, which is on my bucket list for one of the stadiums I want to go and visit and watch a game at. It's the Stadio. It's a Stade Velodrome in Marseille.
That was a really poor pass. Correa was in a great position as well.
Yeah, too much pace on it.
But it's always been on there, but it's never been in my mind. I think, will I ever be able to? Because I would think it'd be too much. But I just put it on my bucket list. Just thought it would be something nice, but might be able to be a bit too much.
As Lautaro Martinez. Now Lozano. Çalhanoğlu lunged in there. Yellow
Have that!
card.
Have that!
The first for an Inter
I
Milan.
can have that. How weird you got Hakem and you got Hakan. It sounds very similar in the first name with Hakem Ziyech and then Hakan Çalhanoğlu. They got similar first names.
Followed through. That's why he got the yellow card. Slips as well. Goes for the ball and then catches him as he comes through.
Ah. You can't blame the pitch. You can't blame the pitch for it being slippy. Because it could also be raining. So you can't blame the weather. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard about this, that San Siro getting knocked down.
Great play
San
from
Siro looks
Brozovic.
like it might. But then we don't know where AC Milan are going.
They are throwing everything at each other here.
Oh, son, you're a shit. Harry Kane, you are shite. Because you've had to rely on your shitty ass defender who hardly ever scores. But I was right in the phrases, he hardly ever scores. That's why if Spurs always get something and it's who set him up.
That's a dangerous pass and it's stolen away by Barella.
What a save, Ospina!
With the save, grabs hold of the far one.
There was one kit I asked my mum to get me for her birthday, but it was too expensive, and I wanted to get the goalkeeper shirt because it looks quite nice.
Not good enough.
There's Insigne under pressure from Damian.
No, no.
Skriniar for Barella.
Now, there's a reason why I wouldn't go for it.
Correa to hit it back.
They are made by Armani, and they're about nearly 130 quid.
This doesn't look confident to me.
Yeah, but in pounds, it's just over 100 quid.
Just a poor pass.
Which for any shirt is expensive. And the only reason it's up at that price is because it's made by Armani.
Goalkeeping.
Right into that near post.
That's not in! Fuck off, you cunts!
Inter have turned it round. Goal is given.
That is not in!
And Napoli, the kings of the set piece, are undone by
That is-
one wonderful one.
That is not in!
Flying header from Perisic.
Lorenzo Insigne, you should be captain of this team. You show more passion than Koulibaly does.
It's a wonderful header
I want to see who I can.
Makes the move.
I want to see who I can blame for this.
Brilliant.
Oh, Spinner, why did you leave a gap open at your near post and just let the ball go in?
Header from Perisic. Brilliant movement. Flick header. Spina
I'm.
does his best, but he can't keep it. Crossing.
And you know I am going to say that I will never blame. I will never blame that guy for anything because that guy is saving Napoli day in, day out.
He's got to get tighter to him. But he does his best to redeem the situation. But
I'm blaming Ospina because if he was at the they're checking for possible offside.
Ball stands. I can hear a few ex-pros mumbling and grumbling about players on the posts as well.
Good point. But the movement from Perisic across the defence.
If you know it was going to go at his near.
Can't question the keeper
If you-
at times, but they try and read the situation.
If you know it's at his near post, the keeper would be at the near post.
Coming into that area.
Up goes Darmian.
Zielinski,
Nicolo Barella.
Zielinski, go and make up for your mistake. I have faith in you. Everyone makes mistakes nowadays.
Got just enough on it. I wondered if that hit Romani on the arm there. Inter didn't appeal and
I can, but I've seen a lot of players do that just because they do that, so it gives the goalkeeper a chance to see it. Yeah, because we've seen it. You've seen it in the Premier.
But this has been an excellent 45 minutes.
Yeah, because I think the one time I've seen something similar happen to that was when Burnley played Southampton and Ashley Westwood scored straight from a corner. That's the only other time I've seen something very similar to that. When the goalkeeper saw that extremely late but nearly got it in, or stuff like that. But we've played all right. It's just the only thing is the reason why we're not being a lot physical now is because our main physical player is on a booking.
over the line to give Inter a narrow lead at half-time.
I think we'll get back into it, but I would think we would have to bring someone on up front to take. There we go. That, yeah. Oh, he is captain. Lorenzo, you need to be a lot more physical and be a lot more shouting.
On the home side
Was it when I go in? Was he very like shouting?
at San Siro, it's Inter 2, Napoli 1.
No, because they've just shown there that he looked backwards as soon as that went in, and he basically clapped his hands, trying to tell players, "Come on."
These kids from South London, they love football.
And I like. Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, I do. I do like, but I think if I were to say who's a better captain out of Insigne and Koulibaly, I would say Insigne just because when something does go wrong, he actually would tell them, and he's going to tell them there just by looking back. Clap. Mertens, the all-time record goal scorer in Napoli's history, the only person to score more goals than Maradona. Because if I can remember correctly, top 3 is Maradona, Maricamship, Mertens. So it's not a bad thing that you got even a midfielder in that top 3. That's always surprises me. But that guy, Maricamship to me would be like what John Terry is to me, like being up there, because he's the reason why I followed the club in the first place. I'm just saying, as in the reason why Napoli, I started following them was because of that certain player, because I just watched him and I thought I liked the way he plays and everything, and I just thought he looks like a decent player. But now I'm just saying in a similar. I think my dad would say exactly the same thing if I told him how to go in, and he might think he's ducking to let the keeper see it. That's what I would. Yeah. 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 I'm just trying to. Oh. Do you know what? Yeah. Yeah. And there's one thing and this is all to do with yesterday because I watched another bit of match today, and I remembered it. Ronaldo looked like he was absolutely frustrated. He didn't go to the fans. He walked straight down the freaking tunnel. Did Ronaldo? That guy is that guy. No, yeah, even my dad said that. Oh, he got a soul shot. Deserved to go, but he deserved to go earlier in the season, not now. They said it. Oh, from what Sky Sports were saying, he might have gone earlier if there was someone big on the market who was not in a job at that point. They want Zidane, but it's not. I don't think it's going to happen because Zidane's going to ask for so much money that it's going to be unreal. Not really. The main manager that they want now, they want Pochettino. But they ain't going to get him. They're not going to get Pochettino out of PSG with the likes of like Messi and like that, and being 13 points clear in the league. You are not going to take him away from a side who are top of that league. You will not do that. We only managed to get Thomas Tuchel because he was having arguments with like the board, and it was just a very bad time at the club because he literally couldn't get the team playing, and we managed to capitalise on it and get him. So that's why we were lucky. No, because he literally not long. It was about 2 or 3 weeks after he left the job. Then we managed to get him. And if you want to see anything else good, this is Edouard Mendy. Played 49 games under Tuchel. 30 of them have been clean sheets. No. Yeah. Yeah, but the only thing is, it means then that it's more or less than likely that Harry Kane's not going to score as much and Son's not going to score as much by how it's going. Oh, you can never talk to me about that. That git doesn't get any respect. The guy basically made it that we didn't have a proper good striker for the season after, and we finished 10th, and we finished nearly 10th because of it. Because he refused to play a season because he was crying about wanting to go back to Atletico Madrid. Why do we always seem to buy Chelsea seem to buy players, and then they all seem to want to have a bust up, or they just moan? So we had that with Thibaut Courtois, who wanted to go to Real Madrid, and we wouldn't allow him to go. So we basically said a lot of bad things about Chelsea to make him leave. and Chelsea. Yep, and yep, and Chelsea fans still to this day always say that he's never welcome back because of the stuff that he said. He said it in an interview when he left. And quite a lot of things he said were quite hurtful towards the football club and towards the manager and players. It's the worst. You don't do that as a player. You go and slate a club just because they've not allowed you to go. It's up to their club. If you don't want to go, they're not going to let you go. You don't get an offer for it. You just play, and then you go when your contract's up. They didn't. Yeah, Ray. Yeah, they didn't. They didn't. No one came in for him. He said he wanted to go to this specific club. They didn't put in an offer in. He just wanted to go, but he said no. And then it turned out he had a big massive. It caused a big massive argument to the point where he said a lot of bad stuff about us, and that made him left. And then he left after that. It's like William Gallas when we let him go to Arsenal because if we didn't let him go, he said he would threaten to score own goals for Chelsea against us. Yep, that shows bad blood. Well, that's what I'm willing. We all, even though I don't even know if he's still with us, but a lot of Chelsea fans don't like him because he threatened to score own goals. They William fucking Gallas. Oh, cake. Hopefully you should ask Spalletti, go and sort out the players and tell Osimhen that you're going off. Nah, I just think he was there to means that the keeper would save it. Because I've Wow, Real Madrid beat Granada 4-1. Wow, Granada, you have to be that rubbish that you've even let Ferland Mendy score. And he hardly ever scores. It's Ferland Mendy. I got another game that I'll be watching after this. I'll be watching Lyon versus Marseille. That looks like it's going to be a good game. There's actually a Napoli player that is playing on loan at Marseille, who we could have actually done with today, but he's not as decent as the other players. That's why he's on loan. And his name is Arkadiusz Milik. Napoli, we got a striker, but that's at Napoli, but he's on loan at Marseille. Yeah, the Polish striker Arkadiusz Milik. Who actually is quite a decent striker, he just hardly ever scores.
What a game so far. Napoli in front through Zielinski, then Çalhanoğlu with a pinpoint penalty, and Perisic with a glorious flick at the near post. 2-1, Inter lead. Well, south of the river tells the stories of some of English football's most high-profile young players, who all hail from South London, including Jadon Sancho and Declan Rice. Don't miss the compelling three-part film. It starts on Tuesday at 10:15 p.m. There you go. Premiere Tuesday, 10:15, BT Sport.
I'm looking forward to watching that. That's South of the River, Part 1. That's on B. It's on B. BT. It's about players that play south of the river in London, so it's like Jadon Sancho, that area where he's from, because he's from some of the same areas as some of the Chelsea youth players.
Would have to be an injury or, I suppose, a tactical shift.
It looks like Juan Jesus might be coming on because he's warming up. Oh, I said put Juan Jesus on, but the only thing is I would have gone and done a risk and put Vazi Gulam in that position just because he's a little bit more experienced. I want an experienced head in that line because it's a very, very big place to put him.
Turn things around. Spectacular goal from Perisic just on half-time. Good movement in the header. Poor from Napoli's point of view. But I still feel there's going to be more goals in this game.
Yeah, it looks like there will be more goals, but hopefully we can get one of them.
On yellows, as you said, but also their centre forward on a yellow card. That doesn't help either.
No. Anyway, hey Spalletti, are you going to bring someone on in the second half, please? Straight away.
Too much about significance, particularly during a game. But given the fact they've hung on in there in the league, they haven't played particularly well. They'd be honest about that. Here's that VAR decision. Yeah, the issue was Bastoni, not Perisic, because he was right in front of the goalkeeper. So it was all okay. But yeah, given Inter's season so far, if they were to win this from behind, might mean nothing. They might finish fourth, but somehow it feels significant.
I think it's significant for their confidence and their belief under a new manager that they can go on and challenge. And I just think sometimes there's excitement in these games. You've got to control that. But if you win it as a group after beating the team at the top and unbeaten, it gives you a real boost of confidence.
Wow. Spalletti's taking a huge risk.
And away we go again.
He's taking a massive risk because he's not bringing anyone on to start the second half. He's sticking with the team he's got.
Too much into the Juan Jesus warm-up.
I would bring Juan Jesus on because what happens if Koulibaly and sometimes in the second half get sent off and you've not brought Juan Jesus on? Then you'd be thinking if you put him on, then you would have saved the player from getting sent off.
And that's why he went through a real vigorous warm-up at half-time.
Romani.
Come on, let's start playing.
Lozano. Insigne, this is better. Here's Osimhen.
That's a foul. That's a penalty. How can you give a penalty for someone sticking their arm out 2 inches away from him, but you don't give a penalty for that? That's bullshit. That is bullshit. You can't give a penalty for one thing and not give it something to the other. The game is a... It is. You can't give a penalty for something that's that close for it hitting an arm, but then for something like that.
We'll have another look at that in a minute, hopefully.
Because that's a pen. Because Osimhen would have no reason to go down unless he's been clipped.
What a pass that is from Perisic. Lovely flick to free up Çalhanoğlu. He has options in the middle. He picks out Lautaro. Fine save. Reaction stop Ospina.
Yeah, because it comes through players as well there. Ospina sees that at the last moment. Really good save, just pushes it out to the side. Otherwise, Barella would have put it in the back of the net.
Wow, Ospina is now out his finger.
Tears running down the face of every man on a sofa watching.
This was the one the other end.
That's a pen!
Shoulder to shoulder there.
That's a pen! He pushed him over! You cheeky little bastard!
Push to give anything? I don't think so.
Perisic. Dancing feet from him again, and he looks towards Lautaro. Damian for Barella.
Koulibaly, why kick it the wrong direction where we're supposed to be shooting that way, not that way?
Have started the second half well though.
Oh, finally Koulibaly. Oh, you can't still kick that properly. Wow. Looks like these players are not actually trying.
Perisic. Çalhanoğlu. Here goes Joaquin Correa trying to get the feet going.
Oh, if you let Correa score, then you guys all deserve to go home and don't get no pay. Because that guy's shit.
That first half had a couple of half chances. Correa just doesn't look confident enough at this level.
That's a pen! You absolute lying, cheating looking bitch! Inter Milan, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Mario Rui. Now Fabian.
Come on.
Bit of space opening up here.
Lozano, have a crack! Oh,
I
my!
think it was going wide, but Skriniar made sure he couldn't leave it. Now on Gisa. Inter just switched off there.
Spalletti, do a substitution, please. Yes? Yes? Fuck. That was like it's a very bad injury. Oh.
Yeah, they've both gone for the ball.
That looks quite bad because it looks like his eye, he's in absolute agony. Is Osimhen.
Just running on. Let's hope they're both going to be okay, but they're both eyes on the ball.
Oh.
Nasty one. Right at the side of the face. Think about cheekbone, you think about nose.
Ouch.
But this has been opened down this right-hand side. That's really good defending. The goalkeeper's beaten on that one. It's probably going wide, but Skriniar didn't take any chances. There your lines.
Osimhen, as you can see, is in real pain, and I'm with you. You think cheekbone straight away, don't you? Eye socket, it's really vulnerable up around there.
Oh, no, 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 no. If you bring that flying fat fuck on, then we definitely lost this game. The guy guy needs to go to the gym and lose some weight. The guy's been eating too many chicken dinners.
Let's hope they're both okay. This is the incident again. Almost like a right hook, wasn't it?
Jeez, it looks like Osimhen's in very distress. Because he looked like he might have hurt his cheekbone.
As you said, Osimhen looks in real pain there.
On the right punch.
He is going to be in pain. He basically headbutted someone's cheek.
Head clashes in the last, well, how long ago was it? 30 years of being kind?
30 years you're being kind, yeah, and then playing in the FA Cup final with a red and white headband on. Gary Gillespie wore a white one, I wore the red and white one.
Skriniar's okay. It's Osimhen that you worry about. The way the legs were moving, it was horrible to watch.
Oh, please. Can you do for the love of God, please bring Mertens on? Because he might be the only hope we need.
Expectant Interistas.
I think this actually gives Inzaghi a chance to talk to his
There he is.
team.
There's our God, Lord and Saviour, Reece Mertens.
Gets forward.
He's the only way we're going to get back in this game.
Still players, Chanolo who's got to fill in, or Brozovic come across and help out.
If you don't bring him on, Spalletti, you deserve to get hung. You deserve to get absolutely slung your hooks and bye-bye.
They'll desperately want to keep Osimhen out there. You can see Andrea Petagna
Wow,
moving
it
on.
looks like it's really serious.
He is, but
Oh no, we're bringing on the fat foot.
Skriniar gets a
We're
big
bringing on some guy who's had too much just Christmas dinner or too much chicken dinner.
here. This does not look good, Nigel.
He's up on his
Yeah, it looks like Osimhen's going off on the stretcher.
Is he going to be able to come back on? Because you have to do the concussion thing now with the doctor. But let's hope he's going to be okay. They need him. Napoli need him.
Oh, you can see the swelling.
Oh my God! Oh my God! No, he can't continue. Osimhen cannot continue.
The box is in
No,
now.
no, it's serious.
Isn't it?
One of Osimhen's eyes is actually swelling.
They need the end swell, don't they?
Literally, he can't open one of his eyes. The swelling, because the swelling, it's that bad.
Football medical staff.
So that means he's not gonna. Oh no! Why are we brought on a fat fuck who doesn't had too many fucking chicken dinners?
It is going to be.
Ah! Do you not like Reece Mertens for some reason? The guy is a legend at this club, and you bring him in, you're outing him. What an absolute fucking nutcase! We're bringing on a fat.
Huge blow.
We're bringing on a fat fuck who looks like he's 2 stone overweight.
Make his mark. Look at the mark. You can see where.
Oh, Seaman! Oh, Seaman! Oh, Seaman! Oh, Seaman!
He looks out of it, doesn't he? He's going to have to get a lot of treatment for
I
that.
just hoping he's alright because he looked bad.
Forget the game.
I was very concerned for that.
4-minute break plus this. It's going to be 5 minutes. It's going to be dramatic at the end.
That's the first time I've ever seen that ever happen in the game where someone's actually got an headbutt, they've clashed heads, and one guy's come up with a swelling eye.
So Andrea Petagna,
Have you ever seen that before?
in his Napoli career so far, could come on and be a hero here.
I bet you've never seen that before in football.
The difference, though, is really skillful Petagna, great with his feet and a good finisher, but it's the athleticism that they lose because he does not do that.
Yeah, he doesn't do that because he's like 8 stone overweight, can't fucking jump, and also he's eating too many dinners.
Pace to get him.
He goes too much time to KFC.
Have to change their game a little bit.
He's eating too much chicken, too much curry. He needs to cut down, eat some veg, and you might actually fucking jump.
But I think if you're a defender, you'll please you can squeeze the game a little bit.
I just don't like the guy. I cannot stand Petagna. Because he's lazy, bugger.
There was no question about Osimhen continuing when you saw the way he walked.
It's like me when I was like looking like him, 8 stone overweight, and thinking, oh, I don't want to fucking jump. And then I started losing weight, and then I can actually do it.
Thankfully, we are in 2021 and there's no thought of him carrying on.
But I just hope Osimhen is okay.
Now Lozano, some of these other Napoli players need to take responsibility here.
Go on!
In front.
Oh, you absolute twat. We are not going to win because we got a lazy striker who's basically is a lazy bastard.
Skriniar. Now Di Lorenzo. Correa. Çalhanoğlu. Are Inter building to something? Bastoni. Might be Edin Dzeko time soon. As I said in the first half, that's when Bastoni gets forward really well, and he's got to try and compose himself and pick someone out. Skriniar. Likes to get aggressive. Zielinski.
Now I'm just pissed off. We brought someone on who can't run, he's a lazy bastard, and eats too much fucking KFC.
Now Zielinski falls.
Yeah! Yeah, because like even the commentator says, he's a person who hardly jumped, and even the commentator said it. He hardly jumps for the ball, hardly does any of that. When you got to as a striker, you got to be physical. The only person that I know in football that looks like that, who does a better job, but he only does it because of his strength, is Akinfenwa.
Ongisa needs to be careful as well here. He isn't one of those on a yellow, but he might soon be. Not much wrong. I think he got a feather on the ball there.
So basically, we've got a lazy defender and a lazy striker.
It's a good game at the end of the day, isn't it? The referee's trying to let the game flow, but sometimes it
Right,
just
yeah. The only thing is now that will make me feel. But
Here's Lautaro.
he scored one goal this season that he came on and scored within 3 minutes against Sampdoria. He looks like it. He's not that good. That's why I always get really annoyed when he ends up coming off the bench, because we've always got Mertens on there and he looks like he's getting outed by every manager that plays him, even though Mertens would be the way that we might actually get back in the game.
Now Zielinski.
Because one, he's quicker, but he might not be as physical.
Insigne, who's been quiet.
Jesus Christ. Britannia, you're not worth that much. Britannia's worth 13 mil.
Intensity that we had in the first half, but that would always have been hard to manage.
Why is Britannia worth 13? Britannia is not worth 13 mil.
Seen in a long time now.
Yeah, I think a few players are starting to feel it in their legs and in their minds as well.
Lozano, let's hope we can build to a special crescendo here on Gisa. It's clever from Zielinski and here's Fabian. Now Correa can seemingly do nothing right at the moment for this home crowd.
One tried to, as in Fabian tried to, but couldn't get a touch. So he's the only one.
Lautaro! Inter's turn to counter-attack. Does that seal the win? Is this the day that they lay down their Serie A challenge? Lautaro with what feels like a massive goal for Inter.
Well, you're absolutely right.
The only,
Correa.
the only,
Crowd's
yeah.
on his back, but he does one thing well. He keeps holding
No, there's
the
only
ball
one.
this
There's
time.
only one player I'm not blaming for that, and that's Fabian, because he actually bothered his ass to think, I've got to do something. I'll try, at least try, and he tried, but just couldn't get a touch or take him down.
Finding to put Inter 3-1 up.
The other players didn't do out.
Took it.
No.
Well, no goal in his last 9.
So basically, the one person who I can blame, because he didn't know he was behind him, defender-wise, is actually Mario Rui. Because Mario Rui is the one who should be marking him.
Crowd on his back, but he didn't care. And suddenly he's a hero again. It's a great finish too.
If you stuck with him straight through that entire run, that ball wouldn't have got to him. You left the gap. I meant the ball could go between them. Yeah. That's why I don't like Mario Rui, because he does stuff like that. He gave him too much space.
3-1 Inter.
Dzeko's on.
Koulibaly, I'm not going to blame for that, because he literally can't do anything because he's on a yellow card. So it has to be all the other two. All the other defenders have got to do something, so he can't do it.
His career leaves them with a happy memory.
Yep.
I saw
And I'm blaming the manager for this. He made the wrong decision bringing the wrong player on.
Early on in their game against Ecuador that they lost at home.
He's not susceptible to doing that though, is he?
Why would you bring a player on that's literally lazy as heck, can't even blooming run properly, and you got one player that's basically on the bench who literally can do everything on a pitch, and we would have been better up front.
Drop into the midfield at times.
It just beggars belief.
Think they play well.
Here is Vidal.
Nah, the only thing that annoys me that what has made it that's but is accepted defeat is bringing on the worst of the worst of the two strikers on the bench.
Would suddenly look very different.
He's got an accepted defeat by doing that,
All of a sudden,
and I just think it's wrong what he's done.
Inter
If I was Mertens right now,
all in under 24 hours.
no, it can't jump. He can't jump. It's the thing. And most strikers, you'd want him to get on the end of either balls where the free kick happens, or if anything happens. He's all right on the ball, but his speed is not that quick, and that's just due to his weight and how much he weighs. Doesn't help.
Fabian for Di Lorenzo for Mario.
If we could at least get one, then you never know what can happen in the game. Oh, yep. Someone's not having kids. Someone's not having kids.
Not a bad player to bring on, even at the age of 35. Bastoni is down because of that arm, I think, from Petagna.
Yeah, but this is the goal. Correa does really well, running with it, play it to right hand side.
I know this goal would be they would have scored it if our main defender wasn't on a booking, because he would have gone up and might have done a lot more.
They keep faith with him even when he's.
That's what I'm thinking. If he wasn't booked, something would have been done.
Rarely lets them down.
That's the only the thing that's let us down was him getting booked early on. So it meant the physical side of the defence is basically non-existent now. Yeah, but the only thing is, there's only one defeat, still top of the league.
Last time Napoli were beaten in Serie was in April against Juve. 16 wins and 5 draws since then. They're going to have to go some to get anything out of this. 25 minutes remain.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you've already crucified us by bringing someone on who literally who can run, but literally runs like a snail. And his name is Petagna.
Coming up tonight, Genoa Roma. All the coverage starts at 7 p.m. And tomorrow from 5:30, Verona.
He reminds me of my mate when he... That's what I'm saying. And what it makes it look like, as soon as he came on, it looks like he's already accepted defeat, even at 2-1 down by bringing him on. If you brought Mertens on, you'd be fit.
Milan were done for last night, and they very nearly got.
Yeah, that's what...
Do not
Yeah.
write off these top Serie A sides. Here's Ongisa.
Yeah, you... That's why you think, if you had Mertens on there, you would be thinking, you might get back in the game.
Yeah, they need to get the next
It-
goal, that's for sure.
Yeah. So basically, he's looked like he knows that there's no way of them coming back. He's
defensively when they can.
he's
The only card he's really got to play
or from what I've been saying, he's accepted defeat by doing that.
who certainly been out of the goals.
So basically now I am blaming. I'm not going to blame the players because I'm more or less we might have had a chance of getting back into it. I just blame the manager because it's his bad substitution choice that's basically made it more likely that we're not going to get back in it.
Starting to strut like they did last season here. And there was contact, was there, over on the far side?
Yeah, I think it was Mario Rui and
Ah.
Dzeko came together.
Yeah, Inter Milan got another player down.
Rui's holding his head. Koulibaly was calling to the trainer. We're going to have about 11 minutes added time at the end of this game, the way this is going.
That's Edin Dzeko.
There is just a
Ouch. Was that Romani?
nothing.
No, it's not Romani. Is that Mario Rui?
But this is brilliant again. Correa, Solitano, through the legs of the defender Mario Rui, across of Spina, and that makes it 3-1. Brilliant counter-attacking.
Yeah, but I'm for that goal, Mario Rui. You are the main fault for that because you left him a massive gap for that ball to be placed and give him a chance to actually have the shot. If he didn't move further away from him and stick with him the entire time during his run, then Correa wouldn't have been able. No, and
Nobody actually come
yeah, and Dzeko is on.
They just backed off and backed off.
He's the one who collided heads.
Correa was excellent. The movement from
He's the Edin Dzeko was the interplay that was down in the box.
Always reminds me,
I think Dzeko's on because
old fighting trick, when a boxer throws a punch, sort of 60,
whoever looks.
70% power.
Uh,
Just
no, he's not on.
set up the power
Yeah, I
shot.
think he's not on yet.
The knockout, Correa does that really cleverly.
Because he
Defender thinks, oh yeah, I can cover that. And then the acceleration
Yeah.
to nowhere, or seemingly nowhere.
we should already know we got one player that's basically gone off with a swollen eye because of it. In Osimhen,
ran away from me.
which is quite, which you can say is quite bad because I've never ever seen that happen. Yeah, but what was yeah? If he did have that swollen eye, I think he would have come back on. I think, but
Zielinski, Perisic had to be careful with the challenge, but he did step away from it.
yeah, that's what I think. He would have come back on if it wasn't just for his eye being the way it was.
Suddenly there are
And then we slightly might have had a better player going forward
Yeah, Perisic
because he was actually doing something with Osimhen. We got a striker who's not hardly done out.
Let Zielinski go away from him.
You, Spalletti, you basically cost it. You basically accepted defeat literally with with more than half an hour to go. No manager in the right mind would go and accept defeat with about 40 minutes to go.
Perisic
No manager in the right mind would ever do that.
just wants to come inside and let fly, and he never caught it. He's trying to bend that into the far
That's
corner,
the
and
that's
he
the only
finds
thing
it.
that's annoyed me. He's gone and accepted
Yeah, but it's one of those.
defeat, and that managers shouldn't be like that.
It's a good save from Ospina, 'cause
You
sometimes
should
those
be
sneaky
thinking in
hits
your
right
head,
up to
we
the
can
net.
go for this still. I'll bring on Mertens.
Lovely ball out to him from Brozovic, though.
The only manager that seeks sense when they were at Napoli was Maurizio Sarri. If we weren't winning the game, he would bring on Mertens and it usually would save us or Higuain. Just the other two managers, Spalletti or Gattuso, they always used to out Mertens all the time. And the lesser striker always plays more. And I just think that's wrong.
It's Mario Rui.
I wouldn't be surprised if the fans start questioning the manager because of this. He's made a couple of wrong decisions. It sounds like shitty Spurs one.
And then Koulibaly is going to have a run.
I'm alright.
Lorenzo wins the free kick. This time
Are you going to bring anyone else on, or if you can luckily do this, take off either Irving Lozano or Insigne, and you can actually bring Mertens on and go up front with Petagna and go 2 up front.
Got to start taking more chances now. Napoli.
I want
Feels at the moment
you
like they're a bit resigned to their
you
fate.
need Mertens on. That's what the thing is with that. With Mertens, we might have not have conceded that 3rd goal because we'll be that you got Juan Jesus that you needed.
Down able to chop it away to Dzeko.
Oh, the only problem is you would want to take Kurt. The only thing you want to do is I would actually take Koulibaly off because he's still on the booking.
Well, you teed it up earlier when he came
Yeah,
on.
and that would, yeah,
You just can't help it sometimes.
and the
Vidal doing more and more, get yellow cards, red cards.
Vidal's on a yellow card now, so whoever's in midfield, you can basically now do what you want, and Vidal can't. Yeah. Because the one thing now is whoever's in midfield now can go at Vidal, because Vidal won't be able to touch him now in case he gets sent off. So you can use that's got a slight advantage at that point. Oh, Zelinski, go on. Oh, that's the rubbishest thing. Our main attacking player is Petr Lezinski at the moment because he's the only player that's actually bothering his arse to think I'm going to jinx through these players to get to goal when no other players doing out. So he's basically trying to do. He's trying to. No, every other player's not doing anything, and he's basically trying to do it all on his own because no one else is doing it.
Di Lorenzo.
It's annoying how every other player on that pitch is not doing anything, and then you've got one player saying that is trying to do everything himself because the rest of the players ain't bothering.
Zagi's side full of confidence at the moment.
No, because it's like none of the players
Di Lorenzo.
have a crack.
Now Lozano, more promising here for Napoli, but went beyond Petagna.
No, but it's just something. It just comes natural. It's just something I've always done.
Yeah, just wonder if Di Lorenzo had a better touch here, he would have hit that instead of playing to his right-hand side to Lozano.
Oh, have you got the mystical ball? Have you got a mystical ball? Who are they bringing on? Mertens and Elmas.
Understand that.
No, but one thing I would say this, and this is what makes me strange. Why do you not? Yeah, and they're taking. Oh, I got one right. I got one right, and you got one right. You said Irving Lozano off. I said Insigne, and they're both.
Not really.
Yeah, they took Insigne off, and they've.
So the old stage.
No, Irving.
Joint.
I'm saying no, as into your question, because the other person that's gone off is Irving Lozano. 2 have gone off. Irving is on. So as Insigne, he's only done 1 bin that was set up a goal. Apart from that, he's hardly done anything.
Marco, the player who's
It's
going to go let out on loan, but Zagi like the look of him. Gagliardini
Checking.
never lets them down.
Oh, it's good. It is.
Back amongst
Ah,
the goals.
Insigne has gone off for Mertens and Elmas has come off for Lozano.
He did. He was aggressive from the start, putting defenders under pressure. But the
Yeah, so it looks like Petagna's in the middle.
Here's Perisic.
Insigne and Mertens is on the. It's basically on like the left, and then you got Elmas who's going to be on the right. So it looks like they've gone all out attack with an
Vidal's lost his
you
head.
got a mystery ball because you literally predicted something and it happened.
Will
Mystery
believe
ball.
it.
Because you said Elmas and then you said Mertens and not long after it happened.
Now Di Lorenzo for Elmas.
No, but you're always going to think, what has Spalletti done most of his games in the second half? No. he's brought Elmas on. I always know he will bring him on in the second half. He always does. So I know he will come on, but I don't, but usually it. Yeah, and literally everyone's been, and literally all commentators have been saying that Napoli should buy him permanently. There's no one better than him because I don't want him he won't get in the Fulham team at the moment. He's on the ball at the moment. Go on, Inguisa! Oh, you little shithouse! Letting it touch your foot just so it goes out of play when you know it's going to be yours. What a shithouse. AKA Inguisa.
20 minutes coming up now for Inter and for Napoli. And I think you're right. I think it will be 20 minutes.
I'm happy with some of the substitutions he did. I'm just not happy that he's put Petagna on because it's just slowing the pace down when he gets the ball. I wouldn't mind him coming on if we were actually winning because you want to slow pace down. But not when you're losing.
It looks like he's gone to left wing back now, and Perisic has moved forward a little bit towards where Dzeko is. Just a little change there.
That's where Perisic would rather be.
Yeah, absolutely. Less defending to do there. Mario Rui.
Since the substitution come on, we've actually started passing the ball and actually start playing.
Can he spot?
Yeah! And who's done it? Who's done it? Who has done it? It's Dries Mertens. It's Dries Mertens. Oh! The record ever goal scorer in Serie A history, Dries Mertens. Well done. He has now made history within Serie A. He is now a history maker. He's the Yep. He's literally now the all-time record goal scorer for the top 5 Italian football, and he's all on his own now. Oh no! Oh no! Ospina is knocked out. Ospina is knocked out. No, Ospina's he's got his arms out wide, and but at least he's breathing, but he's just literally flat and not moving. No, I would say this, none of them are in the wrong. They were both going for the ball. And it's just end up that they both just clashed heads. There's gonna be a lot of concerns due to head injuries now after this game. There's gonna be a lot of talk. Oh, I'm too much overrated. Bring this on, Dries Mertens, fucking get in. And we got someone who's a Spalletti. Yeah, he's made a right decision, but it's. You should always start him, but I don't know why he's third choice fiddle to Petagna. Yeah, because look what he's literally just been on seconds, and he's just gone and produced that. Does that? Oh! Oh, and you want to know who assisted that goal? Koulibaly. Koulibaly. Koulibaly got an assist. That's unusual for Koulibaly. Yep. There was a big massive argument. They had a big massive argument. The players and the owner did last season. That they refused to train. They literally did like a walkout on the club because there was a bit of a hatred between them. But then it got sorted out in the end. That might be Inter's owner or something. I know if it's our owner, because our owner looks like he's a scraggly old guy. It's alright, that's good news.
More serious.
I wouldn't mind if they brought... Oh, yeah, because... Oh, God. I just realised something.
But when that ball comes through, it's a long, hard
If he had to go off, we would be in trouble because we've already done our 3 subs.
through to the goalkeeper, and that's why he has to come out and head it, and Dzeko's nearer to him. Dzeko doesn't even see him, but they both look okay. That's the main thing.
Why is it reminding me of Terry Butcher vibes when it ends up? Every time I see a bandage, it always reminds me of that photo.
Well,
What? Have you seen what a spinner's wearing on his head other than a bandage?
you can see the blood's already coming through there.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah,
We'll resume in a moment.
but it looks like it's a.
You see,
Yeah, it's funny. It's actually quite hilarious.
18.
But I was quite concerned.
Two lengthy
Yeah.
plays. Speed
Yeah.
making it clear. Before we
I was
move
very-
on to climax, I'm
yeah.
gonna briefly tell you, tomorrow night, Torino Udinese.
Yeah, because the keeper, you're a bit more concerned because they have to come up in between a lot of players and they might get clashed again.
Pretty much after this, over on the other side on 2 and 2 HD. Look forward to that.
If we.
But here,
Yeah,
there's a long time left, and Napoli are back in it.
I'm just.
It's good to see Dries Mertens being relevant again and buzzing.
Yeah, but does Spalletti know in future start Mertens because he literally was on second and he did something.
Di Lorenzo. Napoli starting to fancy.
Oh, Mertens!
And
Oh,
they get another chance. Oh, what an opportunity.
Oh.
The follow-up from Zielinski is over.
no, if Zielinski scored that, then you've made up for everything. You'd have made up for every bad thing you've done in this game.
Half volley round the corner into the...
Koulibaly, you've made up for all the bad things you've done in this game because you assisted in the goal that brought us back in the game.
What a chance that was.
Ranocchia came very close.
There's still time. It looks like we're going to be in double figures added on time, I think.
The time wasting had to come, didn't it, for Handanovic?
I think there's going to be at least, going to be over 10 minutes of added on time.
Thing is now that gives him license to do what he wants because they never show them a second yellow for time wasting. Not only with the yellow, really.
Mad.
Here's DiMarco.
I'm surprised you didn't recognise him because he's the guy who scored the goal thanks to Zielinski basically ducking. It was him that took the corner. Oh, got the headed. Yeah. He's the one who got the header on, so that meant that it went just over the line. It must have not been that useless for Fulham. That's why he's coming on loan to Napoli. Of all teams, he's gone from I'm not complaining because at least,
Oh, he's angry.
yeah, but the other you say that. There's one bad thing about him. He's already on a yellow card, so he can't literally put a foot wrong. Yeah, he can't do anything. He can't put a foot wrong as a
Surely.
Anthony Dowell. He can be off. Yeah, I'm just trying to check who he's coming up against. So
From DiMarco.
Vidal.
Dangerously, Dzeko was there. Perisic with
Oh,
the
he's not
ball.
updated it. Because I want to new
How did
twins.
they score?
It might have been Romani who just gets there before Dzeko kicks it away.
Oh, so I know what position, because then I can then check to see who he's up against. And I thought,
Just got his
so I
toe
know
in
who
before
plays.
Dzeko can pull the trigger.
He's basically part of the centre mid role. Oh fuck!
You can expect Edin Dzeko to-
Oh no! He's up against Inguisa.
Still feeling the after effects of
So Inguisa, you can do the heck you want to Vidal, because Vidal can't do anything to you, or he can get sent off.
Catania.
And it's that or Lazinski as well.
Minutes is going to be played in this game.
I'm interested to find out how much added on time's going to be in this game.
Have a little game. Put a coffee on it. How long do you reckon?
Oh! They're doing the bet. Oh, the commentators having the bet.
I was going to go over 12's a good shout.
They said they're going to put a coffee on it, and they're going to try and guess how long the added on time's going to be because of so many injuries and so many stoppages there has been.
Obviously an Italian coffee on it. Now. An expensive one.
Absolutely.
One of them's actually said 12. And I would have gone that's good because I think it was about 4. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of talk in Italy and more about this, and they might have to sort it out because they don't want it happening again in any of these games in this league, and then one of it being serious.
A bit of hustle there from Brozovic.
But if it is 12 and it get
Yeah, he pulled you on the back of this.
ooh
The hill there, definite free kick. The referee got it spot on.
Ah.
Inter are getting very deep, very
Come on,
early
boys!
in their own 18-yard box and saying, come on, then break us down. We want to hit you on the counter-attack, but
I actually won't be that disappointed. I won't be that disappointed now if we lose like from the scoreline because at least it's only one goal.
Adriano, the Uruguayan, the youngster, Perisic, who has more than done his job here. They have got some character at this football club. Once again, the experienced players coming up trumps.
I have to say, I thought Perisic was absolutely brilliant. His delivery, his work rate.
Oh, I'm just having a look at some of the new cards on FIFA because I'm on Footbin while this is on.
Satriano, young man being compared to Luis Suarez. The good
Rafa's got a new card out. Rafa's got one of the new cards out. Yeah, it's the one, you know the Neres one, it's one of them. So has Gonzalo Incasso, who plays for Sporting, and then Rafa Soares, who plays for Vict or Vitis Guimarães in Portugal.
Great pressure this from Napoli as we build towards however much added time there'll be.
Now I'm just looking at the cards more or less. I'm gonna just looking at cards at the moment because I don't know what it is. Ah, here we go. You have to. Oh no! You have to score 8 outside of the box goals in squad battles on minimum semi-pro difficulty. You have to score 8 outside the box goals
Keep your head there, Astoni.
or rivals. You need to assist.
Kick the free kick all day long.
You have to.
This is in a dangerous area now.
Yeah. This is where you're gonna hate it because it's gonna happen again. You're gonna have to assist 8 goals using crosses using Portuguese players, La Liga Portuguese players. But you have to have 7 of them in your squad. So Portuguese players are going to go through the roof. The prices are gonna exceed.
In from Zielinski, glanced away. Now
Oh.
Vidal,
Oh. So none of them have won their bet. No coffee for either of them.
cleared by Dzeko.
No coffee. No coffee for you.
8.
I'm nearest, then you owe me a coffee, Dave. That's the big thing.
Haha. He goes, I'm the nearest. You owe me a coffee.
There you are.
And then the other one on this one is you have to.
No, I think there should have been an awful lot longer than that.
Well, I mean, both
Come on.
for that.
Come on.
Before you take it-
Napoli, do something, please.
Here's Ongisa. Inter fans will be
Go on.
Elmas
Go on. Cross.
in now from deep.
Rui. Oh, the ball.
But denied somehow. Is Mario Rui.
I would have had. I had some. If he scored that, I had something in my line.
Brilliant fullback.
I love you, you mustaching loving God.
Save.
That was my phrase, but it's not gone in, unfortunately.
And Danovic, the hero. They've still got a corner to defend. And Valeri is reading the right.
Yeah, and then the other bit you got to do is win 10 matches in squad battle with 7 La Liga players on. La Liga Portuguese players
From
using professional difficulty.
In front of his goalkeeper.
Yeah, so Portuguese players are going to go through the absolute roof.
Out and back in the assistant. Merton's not happy, but what a save this was. Lovely ball. Di Lorenzo. Mario Rui round the back.
Oh, how has Mario Rui not scored? It's beyond me.
A little bit of fortune as well. It spins up. Could have gone in the top of the goals, but it nicks the top of the crossbar.
Oh yeah, and they've even got a Porto player on here as well. That's the highest rated player on here, 81 pace.
Mario Rui couldn't believe it.
Ah, you have to do something different with this one to earn this player. This the Matheus Uribe. To earn this card, you have to do something different to all the others. You have to score, yeah, for friendlies. You have to score using La Liga Portuguese players in 6 separate matches on Football Foundations, with 7 Liga Portuguese players in the starting squad. You have to do the same with 7 players from that league in your squad by assisting 4 goals using La Liga Portuguese players, scoring 6 finesse using La Liga Portuguese players, and win 4 games with 7 in your squad. So they're making it extremely hard. Come on, Napoli. I think the one part of this game that's ruined us, that ruined
Yeah, they're not convincing, are they, closing it out?
the game for Napoli, I think, was the time between Batanyu coming on and Mertens coming on, because that's when the third goal went in.
Trying to run around Koulibaly, plenty of
That's
tries before him.
that's what's going to cost us, is some bad
Dzeko needs to be careful.
bad substitution decisions from the manager.
It's the point Fabian was making. He's on a yellow card. Deliberate handball.
What? How have you? Oh, this referee!
Incredibly difficult game.
This referee is not very good.
He's been excellent. He's tried to let it flow most of the time, but
Because one of the Inter Milan players just deliberately handballed it, and he was on the yellow card and never got booked. And that's a foul. He's deliberately took him out. He deliberately took Batanyu out. You cheeky Milan git.
Now Koulibaly. Can they fashion one final chance? Ramani.
Oh, come on. Who's going to be the saviour? Who's going to save us? If it is, it's more or less going to be either Mertens
Mario Rui again.
or Elmas.
Mertens.
It won't be Batanyu, because Batanyu can't even run to save his bloody life.
The added 8 remain.
But my fingers and my head will all be crossing, hoping that Osimhen's alright.
Ramani was back
Because that will always be in my mind.
to a good position, 'cause this is
Could
Mario
it
Rui.
look? Oh, that's a foul.
Koulibaly wins the free kick. Skriniar jumped in.
Why are you not booking players? You book Napoli players, but you won't book Inter players. This referee is biased.
can they find him from the set play?
No, but you can understand where I'm coming from. That he's basically has booked more Napoli players than Inter, and Inter have done more. Have actually fouled a lot more in the second half and not got hardly got booked. Come on, can we actually do something, please?
They've got to try and
I'm just stressed right now. I'm stressed. Stressed.
Mario Rui.
Go on.
Janovic doesn't
Go on.
come for it, and it fell kindly for Koulibaly, and he and Anguissa got in each other's way, and now Inter trying to counter Ospina.
Why?
Awareness to
Why?
get it away.
Why would you London Fulham git take it away from a good player who was in a better position than you? You absolute cheeky little fuck.
Both teams, both managers. A cracking game though.
So I think Koulibaly was actually about to shoot there.
Stays like this. Every Serie A team will have been beaten this season.
I knew Koulibaly would have shot, and Anguissa wouldn't. Anguissa would have made us go backwards.
On the brink of going.
This is what I don't get. We don't start Elmas and we don't start Mertens, and as soon as they two come on, the game's completely changed. So is this going to... So in future, this should be a thinking for Spalletti. Start Elmas and start Mertens in the future. Go on! Go on! Elmas! Oh, Elmas! Anguissa! Anguissa! Oh, he's trying to miss that out! Fucking have it! Can't!
Who couldn't keep it down? His chance to be the hero, and he blazes over.
And you're the guy who is a hero. You're the all-time record goal scorer for Napoli and in Serie A history.
Onto it, watching it all the way. I think it's Darmian who gets out just to take his eyes off the ball, and he blazes it over the top.
They were craving one final chance.
I am still blaming the manager. It's his fault. Because the moment that has cost us was the part of the game between Battaglia coming on and Mertens coming on. That moment is when they scored the third. In that period, and that's what's cost us this game. Was the indecision of this manager bringing on the wrong player at the wrong time. Because I think if they brought Elmas and Mertens on before they scored the third, that wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't be having to call back and get a draw from this.
Final seconds at San Siro. They've run out of time.
Unlucky.
Inter have
But I do blame Spalletti for it because it's basically his fault.
final unbeaten record goes 2 in 2 days.
Nah, I'm not blaming any of the players. I'm blaming the manager for that one because it was one moment in the game that he made that change and it cost us the game.
They stumble. Inter find their feet. Mertens with a huge miss at the
Yeah, and also
Look at it.
the moment when Battaglia came on, basically they scored the third.
Inter know they've got away with one there,
But you can understand where I'm coming from in that respect because that's when
what reactions?
if we brought the two players on that then changed the game completely at 2-2, I would have think more or less we would have gone and won it.
But if they can match the
But
drama
it-
in Florence
But it turned out we couldn't.
at San Siro,
One stupid substitution decision has basically cost us that game.
was quite something, and it finishes Inter 3, Napoli 2.
If Snakebite beat that cunt, because that guy is an absolute tosser. Full time Napoli 2, Inter Milan 3. Like, subscribe to the notification so we get the post. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Chelsea versus Juventus, where we're going to beat those Italian gits. Basically, crush the living dreams out of Bonucci and Chiellini, and basically send Federico Chiesa into next week. Let's go and do that, and then the following week you're going to have Chelsea versus Man United, where we're going to send them packing at Stamford Bridge by smashing them. And I don't care what any Man United fan says, we will smash it because we are the better team in the league. So hopefully I'll see you guys for those two games.